so you guys have done several classes with your kids, and your kids live in three different states, and you're usually in a different state, but sometimes together with them. So, tell me about your experience with these group classes that we've done.
I think the group classes are wonderful. They really brought our family together. And I really think that it has helped us to become more confident cookers too. So I think
Oh,
it has
good.
helped that way. But just being able to figure out a menu together and with your help and trying to take everybody's dietary needs into account.
Yeah.
That is really tough. And that's really hard when we're all together, let alone when we're 3 states apart. And we don't get together very often when the kids are in school. They're in school and they don't always have the same vacations that the other kids do.
Yeah.
So it has been fun. It's really fun when we've got a time thing and we're all trying to get done and we're chatting back and forth. And I just think it was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I love it. And it's so cute that your grandkids help, and the boys and the wives, everyone's kind of doing things in the background, and it's funny because sometimes one of the groups is like prepared even ahead of me, and you guys sometimes have like all these things chopped up, and I'm like, oh no, now I'm behind.
We did before we did one of those classes, we did one of your YouTube classes, and
Yeah.
I think we were doing the ratatouille.
Okay.
And we learned there's no way we can keep up with her. She's just going and we're starting to chop and she's already on to the next one or whatever. So we kind of learned, there's some stuff you should look at the menu.
Well,
and if you could prepare it ahead of time, you're going to at least be able to sit down and take a breath, take a drink, where otherwise you're just going right through it.
I have a different view because I didn't think that we got behind for that reason. Thought we got more behind because we are in a small space. We don't have all the conveniences, which you were really good at helping us out if we didn't have something what we could use instead. But also, I will say my other families had more helpers except for Chris, and they
Yeah.
Yeah, but Chris was the one that was keeping up.
Yeah, Chris was the one that was keeping up. So we're just old.
I think it's space. He had much more space than,
Yeah, we have a lot of space
than any of the rest of us.
Well, and I try to be mindful of that because I know there's different skill levels, right? So I try to go slow, and that's why I don't prep anything ahead of time, because I don't want to be ahead of you guys, but I'm trying to keep things moving, but I'm trying to not go too fast.
Right.
But sometimes,
No, I think you do that. I like the fact that you're prepping along with us, because then when we have questions,
right,
we can ask right there in the live, as we're doing it.
Yeah. So what has the feedback been from any of the kids? Have they enjoyed it?
Oh yes, I think they've all enjoyed it. Yes, very much so. Down to the grandkids. It's a good way to get everybody involved and working.
The hardest part we've had is trying to find a date that works for everybody.
Sure. Yeah, I bet. So how did it go when with the last one, where I turned over the Zoom controls to Chris and then you guys stayed on for a while? Did that go okay? Because I thought that was a great idea.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
that was wonderful. Every Tuesday night we Zoom with our family in Boston.
Okay.
We just sit down, we fix our meals kind of together, and then we sit down and eat. So this was just kind of just like that, except that we got to all do it together.
Everybody. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, I wish we had thought of that in prior classes, but that was a great idea. I'm glad it worked.
We joined after the class before, we joined ourselves together anyway.
Okay, good.
I think on one of the earlier two.
Yeah, one of the earlier ones. So we had did it, but it was a lot easier doing it just, staying on and going from there.
Good. So, do you guys like doing the ratatouille, the online stuff as well?
Yes.
Yep.
Very much. For us, it's more of an internet issue if we can't do it, because we don't always have good internet where we are.
Okay.
Here we do. But yes, no, I really enjoy doing those classes. It's fun to do them together. One time we had Pat's sister and her husband were also camping with us.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and they participated with us. So it's really fun because you can incorporate a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you had a bigger space.
And a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Oh, you have no idea how long we wash dishes.
Oh, that's I know, and it's hard when we're doing the dinner to clean while you're going because there's so much going on. But
We don't have the space to. We have our sinks covered with the things, so that's our prep area.
oh, okay.
So the dash becomes the stash of dirty dishes.
Oh, geez.
So it's fun. It's very doable, and you make it very easy for us to do that. And I said, I really appreciate the fact that you work with all of us with dietary needs or limitations, how we can incorporate something else or do something different, because we have the vegetarian. I am dairy intolerant, I guess. And Pat at one point was low carb. And so we all, we had those that liked meat, those that didn't want meat.
That's a challenge, but we've been rather successful with
very successful,
the shifting of recipes. Yeah. So let's see. One of them, didn't you try a dairy-free mascarpone with the tiramisu?
Yep.
Yes, and it was really good.
Really?
Yes, that was a lot of tiramisu for me to eat. Pat had some, but he's not as big on desserts.
Okay.
Other than the lemon apple cake.
Mm.
The Italian. Oh my gosh.
I love that.
That was so good.
And that had no.
That should just be on every one of you.
Huh?
You should just make that every time.
I would gladly make that. My family loves that too. It disappears very fast.
Yes.
And that didn't have any dairy in it. So
I don't know if it did or not. Probably did.
I mean,
not.
it had butter, but not any milk or anything.
No,
butter's not a problem.
Butter's not a problem for me.
Okay.
It would be like the cheese, the soft cheeses. I can have,
okay.
And I can have a little bit of the other, like the tiramisu. I would just have a small portion.
Got it.
But I don't have that kind of willpower with tiramisu.
I don't either. I don't either. And then
so I thought it was really good though.
That's awesome. What brand? Do you know what brand you bought?
Well, it was actually we bought a couple different brands of the vegan cream cheese, and then you mixed it with some vegan sour cream and maybe something else. There was a recipe.
Oh. I don't know what it was.
So basically, what we did is there's a recipe for making vegan mascarpone. It was basically bought a few of these things and mixed them together.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I should have kept track for my own benefit. Well, I did the recipe, I guess, which I could send to you. But
would you? That would be. I'm curious.
I'll look for it.
Okay.
What I don't know though was what brands, because I said we bought a couple of different ones, and it depends on. They're getting a lot of times we're in smaller areas where we don't have access to large stores. So I was just impressed that we could even find.
We even found vegan stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like vegan cream cheese or vegan sour cream.
Well, they're more and more. You're seeing it in stores than it used to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Target and even Aldi has some stuff that's but it depends. Like our Hy-Vee here, you go 30 minutes north and their Hy-Vee has way less options. So it's definitely very regional. Okay, so then the kids in in Colorado that they're vegetarian? Or Boston. Okay.
The kids aren't really, but Josh.
Dad is.
Josh is. Yeah.
Our son is.
Okay.
He's the cook.
Yeah, he cooks.
Okay. And I thought his wife was, or she doesn't care.
She's not as. No, I don't think she cares.
She doesn't care.
Okay.
But she doesn't want to cook, so they eat vegetarian.
Okay. And I feel like we've found some good recipes for that have. That don't have any meat, or we've excluded the meat, or, substituted mushrooms or substituted something else for the meat.
Right.
So I love that has come up because a lot of people ask for that. And so I've actually been able to kind of build my vegetarian or meatless options from a menu selection. So that, that's a great arm to have, to at least to have that in my mind on what could we substitute or eliminate and still have this dish be delicious without Italian sausage.
Right. And as half of my family would say, you couldn't substitute anything for the Italian sausage. Chris said, I have to have meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a pretty distinct flavor, right? So omitting that is kind of hard to replace, I think, but not that it can't be delicious, but it's different.
Different.
Yeah. So what other nuggets can you just tell me about, like how you felt, or how the family felt emotionally, or you know, connection wise, when you guys are able to get together and do these dinners?
You want to have anything?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, like I said, it's just nice to be able to get together and see each other. We usually connect up earlier before you're there, so we're already, you know, chatting back and forth and
Yeah.
opening the wine and whatever before you even get on. So it's kind of nice just to have that interaction, you know. And so yeah, I think that's the one thing we do, that, or at least we've been doing here, and I think they've been doing it in Texas. We put the video up on the big TV, or as big as we get, so we can see it, you know, from not just looking at a little bitty computer screen, you know. Now occasionally that means we're looking off camera, you know, because we're looking at we're looking at the TV instead of at the computer. But I think that helps, because otherwise we would be able not, you know, we couldn't even see who that was, you know, on that one little screen, you know, because when you get 5 little screens up there, you know, they're only, you know, 2-3 inches wide or something. And you know, so by putting the video up on the big one, we can actually see whether that's Clara or Alexa peeking over the counter.
I love it.
No, I think it's really nice for us. I mean, I am really happy and overjoyed that we all get to, you know, be together. But I think it's probably really nicer for my kids and their families and the cousins, because I mean, you know, then once in a great while, like next week, we're going to all actually meet, which we don't get to do very often anymore. And they feel like they know each other a little, you know. It's just very nice.
I love that. That's what it's all about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love
that, and getting those generations cooking together, because not that I'm sure they all do, but when you're busy getting kids to this and that and all the different things, as you know, probably more so than they do, that it's really hard sometimes. You know, you just want to throw it together and get it on the table and get them out. And this is like a family meal. I mean, it was just wonderful. I love it.
That's exactly what I love about it, and exactly what I hope people are experiencing with the classes. So thank you so much. If you have anything else that you want to add, what I'm going to do is just kind of clip you know, portions of this, and if you're okay with it, I'd like to put it out on Facebook, you know, sometime in the next few weeks or so, just to demonstrate the testimonial of, you know, the emotion of doing the class. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And I love you guys, and I love that you guys are watching me and spreading.
I forgot to watch you last night. How did your Wednesday night thing go?
It was really cool. There were 5 of us, and like they did a little intro about each of us, like our bios, but then we really were talking about women in leadership and how we've progressed through our careers. And it was really cool. The city manager for the city of Marion was one of the gals. The chair of the Marion Foundation was there. So it was people with long careers, and, you know, female mentors. And it was a great conversation. It ended up going for about an hour and a quarter, because we didn't even get through half of the questions that were on the moderators list. So it was really neat. It was very cool to be part of that.
Cool.
So I will post it to, well, if you go to the Marion Library website, it's on there. I think I shared it. But I'll post it to my YouTube also, just so it's there. Okay. It's long, but it was very cool. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we hope to get to one of your live things sometime when we're in Iowa. I don't know when it'll hit, but
that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm there every month.
When are we up there?
I don't know.
Sometime in May?
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be this year or not, but that's my goal.
That'd be fun. That would be great. Well, and anytime you are back, we can just do a thing at Chris's house or something.
Okay.
Right? So
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.